Welcome back to the channel, XRP Army. Today we are tearing down the curtain. We are going to expose the reality of what is happening in the global financial markets and why your patience is about to be rewarded in a way that few can imagine. If you look at the daily charts, you see noise, you see manipulation, you see algorithms designed to make you quit. But if you look at the infrastructure being laid down by central banks, payment providers, and governments around the world, you see a completely different story. We are standing on the precipice of the great decoupling. For over a decade, XRP has moved in the shadow of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin sneezed, XRP caught a cold. But the data we are seeing in 2026 suggests that this correlation is breaking. We are entering the utility phase, where assets will be valued not by hype, but by the volume of real-world money they move. And in that race, there is no second place. There is only XRP. Today, we are going deep into the metrics that prove the suppression is artificially held together, and why the dam is about to break. This is the video the establishment does not want you to see. Let's start with the fundamental shift in on-demand liquidity, or ODL. In the past, ODL was a proof of concept. Today, it is the lifeline of modern cross-border finance. We are seeing record-breaking volume in the corridors between Japan, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. Why does this matter? Because every single ODL transaction requires the purchase of XRP on the open market. It is a buy-pressure machine that operates 24/7, regardless of whether it is a bull market or a bear market. Unlike retail investors who panic sell, ODL customers need XRP to conduct business. They are buying to utilize, not to speculate. This creates a price floor. We are seeing a massive divergence between the transactional volume on the ledger and the price of the token. Historically, this divergence resolves in one way: the price snaps up to meet the volume. We are talking about billions of dollars in settlement volume that is effectively invisible to the average crypto trader because they are only looking at Binance or Coinbase charts, not the ledger utility. You also have to understand the liquidity crisis that is hitting the traditional banking sector. The old correspondent banking system, the Nostro and Vostro accounts, traps trillions of dollars in dormant capital. Banks hate this. In a high interest rate environment or even in a stabilizing economy, capital efficiency is king. XRP frees up that capital. It allows banks to fund payments in real time without pre-funding accounts in every country they do business in. We are seeing regional banks in the US and Europe quietly integrating this technology. They aren't announcing it with press releases because they don't want to tip off their competitors. They are building the competitive advantage first. When the quarterly reports come out and show massive savings in operational costs, that is when the rush will begin. And by then, the price of XRP will not be where it is today. You are effectively investing in the technology that saves the banks from themselves. Furthermore, we need to talk about the burning of the supply. People obsess over the escrow, but they ignore the burn rate. Every transaction destroys a small amount of XRP. As the velocity of money increases, meaning the speed at which XRP changes hands, the burn rate accelerates. In a scenario where the XRP ledger handles even a fraction of Swift's global volume, the deflationary pressure becomes significant. It is simple supply and demand. The supply is capped and slowly shrinking. The demand is exponential and growing. You do not need a PhD in economics to understand where the equilibrium price must go to accommodate this utility. A low token price simply cannot support high-value global settlements. For XRP to work as intended on a global scale, it needs a higher valuation to provide the necessary liquidity depth. This is a mathematical necessity, not a Moonboy prediction. Now, let's pivot to the concept of decoupling. Everyone asks, when will XRP move independently of Bitcoin? The answer lies in the derivatives market and the dominance charts. For years, algorithmic trading bots have pegged altcoins to Bitcoin's movements. But as institutional money enters XRP specifically for its utility in payments and tokenization, these algorithms are starting to break. We are seeing days where Bitcoin is flat or down and XRP is grinding higher. This is the first sign of a regime change. The smart money is realizing that Bitcoin is a store of value, like digital gold, but XRP is the velocity of money, like digital cash on steroids. These are two different asset classes, and they will eventually trade on two different trajectories. The moment XRP breaks its multi-year resistance against the Bitcoin pair, XRP BTC, we will see a capital rotation that will shock the market. This is when the maxes capitulate and start chasing the utility play. Technically, the setup on the 3-month chart is something that should keep bears awake at night. We are seeing a compression pattern that is tighter than the coil before the 2017 explosion. The Bollinger Bands are squeezing to a point of singularity clarity. In volatility theory, periods of extreme contraction are always followed by periods of extreme expansion. The longer the squeeze, the more violent the expansion. We are also sitting on a massive hidden bullish divergence on the OBV, on balance volume. While the price has been consolidating, the cumulative volume has been trending upwards. This means that despite the flat price action, the actual buying pressure is increasing. Someone is absorbing every single sell order. Who has the pockets deep enough to absorb billions of XRP without moving the price? Institutions. They are filling their bags while keeping the price suppressed to accumulate as much as possible before the public phase of the bull run begins. However, a word of caution regarding the derivatives trap. As we approach major breakout levels, you will see funding rates spike. This attracts high leverage traders who want to get rich quick. Market makers see this liquidity. They will often engineer a flush or a wick to the downside to liquidate these long positions before sending the market higher. If you are trading XRP with 50x leverage, you are gambling, not investing. You are providing liquidity to the whales. The winning strategy for XRP has always been spot accumulation and cold storage. Do not let a 15-minute candle shake you out of a 5-year investment. The volatility is the price you pay for the performance. If you cannot handle the drop, you do not deserve the pop. We also have to discuss the regulatory moat that XRP now enjoys. While the SEC is now going after other projects, labeling them as securities and dragging them into years of litigation, XRP has already walked through the fire. It has the legal clarity that 99% of the market lacks. This is the green light that compliance departments at major hedge funds and family offices require. They cannot invest in uncertainty. Now that the uncertainty is gone for XRP, we are seeing the allocation models change. Portfolio managers are adding XRP as a diversification tool. It is no longer a risky bet. It is now a blue chip infrastructure play. This shift in perception is what drives the sustainable long-term trend. Let's zoom out to the geopolitical landscape. The world is de-dollarizing. The BRICS alliance is expanding. Nations are settling trade in local currencies. But trading in local currencies creates a mess of fragmented liquidity. You need a bridge. You need a neutral asset that can bridge the Chinese yuan to the Brazilian real to the Saudi rial in seconds. The US dollar used to be that bridge, but weaponizing the dollar has made nations look for alternatives. XRP is the only neutral, decentralized, and scalable asset capable of playing this role. Ripple has been strategically partnering with central banks in these specific regions. This is not a coincidence. This is a chess move that has been played for a decade. If XRP captures the role of the global bridge currency for the new financial system, the price targets we talk about today will look laughably low. We are talking about the disruption of a multi-quadrillion-dollar derivatives and payments market. And let's not forget the tokenization of everything. The CEO of BlackRock has said it clearly. The next generation for markets is the tokenization of securities. The XRP ledger is built for this. It has native support for issued assets. It is faster and cheaper than Ethereum for this purpose. Imagine real estate, stocks, carbon credits, and gold all trading on the XRPL 24/7. This creates an immense amount of value locked on the network. Every trade, every transfer requires XRP as gas. This transitions XRP from just a payments coin to the foundational layer of the entire digital economy. The ecosystem is growing. AMM, sidechains, EVM compatibility, it is all coming together at once. Finally, I need to give you a reality check. The psychological warfare is going to get worse. As we get closer to the top, the FOD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, will ramp up. You will see articles claiming XRP is broken or that a new coin has replaced it. You will also see euphoria, where people claim it's going to $10,000 tomorrow. You must stay grounded. You must rely on the data, not the headlines. Have an exit strategy. Know what your financial goals are. Do not be greedy. The market is designed to transfer wealth from the emotional to the disciplined. Be the disciplined one. We have waited too long and fought too hard to fumble the bag at the goal line. The window of opportunity is closing. The smart money phase is ending, and the public mania phase is about to begin. When your taxi driver or your barber starts telling you to buy XRP, that is when things get dangerous. But right now, the crowd is still asleep. You are awake. You have the information. The question is, do you have the conviction to see it through? I believe in this community. I believe in this technology. And looking at the charts, I believe our time has finally arrived. Thank you for sticking with me through this extensive update. If this video opened your eyes to the bigger picture, please smash that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear the truth. Make sure you are subscribed because the news is moving fast, and I will be here to break it all down for you. Stay safe, keep your keys offline, and I will see you on the moon. Peace out.